Hello and welcome back to the Without the Bank podcast, where you and I are going to talk about all things IBC. And today we are going to talk about business because I wrap IBC and business and all that stuff up together. And so a lot of you may not know this, but because you've probably not had a meeting with me, but those people that have had meetings with me know that as soon as you have an idea, guess what? I am all over that idea and I'm going to help you market it. I'm going to help you figure out how to create the business. I love to do those things. And this is what I see. I had a client yesterday, and it happens a lot that I have clients that are in their mid 40s and up. And those are the clients that typically we have been taught at that age, we have been taught that we should work really hard. Physically work really hard. And if we're not physically working really hard, then we are lazy. We have also not been taught how to correctly charge for our knowledge and or our services. So here is an example of what we did yesterday with a client. She had a cleaning business in another state. They moved from one state to another. In this move, she took a job as a cleaning, she's actually a detailer in a 5-star resort that is getting paid a whole whopping $12.50. $12.50 when it costs anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 a night to stay at this hotel, resort, whatever it is. That is absolutely insane. Her value is crazy because when she was in this other state, she actually cleaned homes for millionaires. She would go in, clean it. When you came home, your toilet paper was folded. Your towels were precise. It looked like you were walking into a spa, right? Or you were walking into a high-end hotel because those are the type of homes she was cleaning. She goes to this new location, and it's a 5-star hotel, and nobody there understands how a 5-star hotel should be, or a 5-star resort should be cleaned. So if the person that is coming in next has a dog, she will go get dog treats and put them in the room so that their little puppy has some treats. If they have, if she knows anything about the guests, she'll go to the dollar store and get X, Y, and Z and make it look really nice. She's going above and beyond as a detailer for $12.50 an hour. And I said, why don't you just start your own cleaning business? Like, clearly you are not getting paid enough because she doesn't just lazily go in and clean hotel rooms. Is lazily a word? I don't know. Anyway, she is going above and beyond. This same 5-star resort did not have a shampooer for the carpet. There were some stains on the carpet. She sends her husband to get a shampooer. They buy it with their own money so that this hotel can look like a 5-star hotel or resort. So I said, why don't you just clean your own homes? You're in an area where there are tons of vacation rentals, tons of Airbnbs, VRBOs. Those people are always looking for somebody to clean. Those same people will pay because they know you're going to clean. They know if a toaster is broken, you will replace the toaster for them. You could carry extra toasters and and coffee pots and towels and silverware and whatever. You could just carry that in your vehicle with you. And when it is being stolen or it needs to be replaced, you just provide that as a service. I said, so I don't understand why you're not doing this as a business when you did before. And I never really got an answer, but it doesn't matter because we were so excited to just create this business for her. And then I also said, this lady is 57 years old. So physically, it is going to be hard to continue to clean like that. And I said, And physically, you probably can't do this for the rest of your life. I mean, my grandma cleaned hotel rooms until she was like 75-ish. Like she would, and then she folded towels and she worked for a long, long time. So can you? Yes. Are you going to be able to without being super exhausted? No, not really. So I said, here's the other thing that you can do. You can go online, create a package that shows other people how to precisely clean and set up a home, a hotel room. You could train corporate employees how to clean and what to pay attention to when they walk in the room. Because she was telling me that people, when they walk in the room, they don't notice things. And I don't notice things when I walk in the room. Like, I'm not a noticer of pretty things. Not a big deal to me. Like, I'm going to notice not things, but I'm going to notice like woodwork. And I'm going to notice in my hotel room, is this clean or is that clean? But I have to kind of look for those things because I'm not a big germaphobe. And so I don't really care. But some people do, especially if they're paying a lot of money for things. I mean, think about it. If you've ever been to Hawaii or you've ever been to a resort, it is crazy to me when I go to a resort and there is not a blade of grass anywhere. And I'm an early riser. So when I get up in the morning and I go out to the pool and they're already cleaning, man. They're sucking up everything in that pool. Everything is spotless on that property. You don't walk into a dirty room. No, 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 no. And that is how this lady thinks. But that is not how all cleaning companies or cleaning people think. So I said, if you can create a system and you can sell that system to train these people, why wouldn't you do that? Because you can't physically do the work. Or you can hire people to clean, and then if they don't show up, you might have to clean here or there, but ultimately, you're not the one having to do it every day. And I've had this same conversation with many, many boomers. Because what happens is they retire and we don't have the money to retire because nobody's taught us how to do infinite banking. Nobody's taught us how to diversify. Whatever the reason, we were not taught anything. Or we didn't look for it, whatever. So as a boomer, as an older individual, you have all the knowledge. You have all the experience. And guess who does not? The millennials and the Generation Z coming up, they don't have any of this experience. If you're not teaching them, how are they going to learn it? Right? Because some of this stuff seems like common sense, but if you're not an attention to detail person, you're not going to go, ooh, that we should put some doggy treats out. Because let me tell you, if you were coming to my house, I would not be like, ooh, let's have some special doggy treats for your dog. No. If you come to my house, you're lucky I like wash the bedding and probably clean the bathroom. Because you're coming to my house. Like I'm not gonna, we live here. I am not, is my house clean? Yes. Is it picked up? Yes. But when people come, guess what? They make a mess. So I'm not going to clean before you come because then when you leave, I got to clean again. So I'm going to make it like presentable, but then when you leave, then we're going to clean again. And so I am just not that person. That truly is not real super common sense to me to like go that extra mile for people because I don't need it done to myself, right? But you don't know what that next guest is coming into. She is very good at that. So let's make sure that we can sell that knowledge and we can share that knowledge and we can help other cleaning companies, other cleaning people make more money. Because when you're better, you can charge more. Yes. So all of this stuff she had not thought of. And as you can see, I'm super excited about it. I had this same conversation with another older couple that put in yard ponds. And they like knew the algae and they knew what the ponds needed and they knew how to build them, but they physically couldn't do it anymore because they were in their 60s. And I said, why don't you have a YouTube channel on this? Why aren't you helping people on this? Sharing this information so other people have it. They had not thought of that either. Now, here's the challenge is the technology side of it. Because if you are, in your early 60s and above, you probably aren't super good with technology. So you're going to have to find a child or a grandchild or somebody to help you. But you don't need anything fancy, which is exactly what I told her. You guys would be truly amazed. I have a microphone and a camera that sits on my computer. I do not have, and I have 2 ring lights. That's it. That's all. This is my office. I work in my office. I don't have a studio to record these podcasts. This is what you get. Yes, I have somebody that edits the podcast, but I do not have this big fancy setup. I mean, I probably got, I don't know, $300, $350 into this stuff. Now, granted, today it's going to be more expensive. But you don't need to go spend $5,000. I know a lot of people that do podcasts that have all this fancy stuff like equalizers and they're putting their headphones on and oh, for heaven's sakes, that is just not me. Like, I'm going to record it. We're going to get it done. We're going to get the information out there because I want to help you guys and then we're done. Right? So you absolutely do not need super fancy stuff. Half the time, if I am doing anything for Facebook or TikTok, I'm on my phone. I just have my Android phone. I don't have some special phone. I don't have special stuff on the phone. It's just real. We're just going to keep it real. So don't make it so complicated. But the knowledge that you have is worth a ton. If you've been successful, if you have something, it's worth a ton. Put that knowledge to use. And I love, if you don't know how to sell the packages, if you don't understand packages, and I don't do a lot with packages, but if you are doing those things, the Mind Your Business podcast is a great podcast. He has a great system to help people with that stuff. I don't know him personally. I've not met him. I just listen to his podcast. And so there is a lot of good information out there. Okay. Use that information, educate yourself, put your headphones in, listen to the podcasts. And so I know you're listening to podcasts because you're listening to mine. But don't think that you don't have value if you are over 55, 60 years old. If you're over 45 years old and you've been in construction or you've been HVAC or you've done X, Y, and Z your whole entire life. The other day I was looking at how to landscape with boulders, right? Gosh, do I need to hire somebody? How do you set those boulders? How do they do that? How do they make it look that way? And so I go to YouTube and guess what? There's a 60-year-old man on YouTube showing you how to do all this stuff, offering a program that you could buy so that you could set these boulders. I did not buy the program. I'm not that serious. However, if I was a landscaper or I really truly wanted to do my entire yard myself because I was that ambitious, I'd have probably bought the program. I'm not that young physically. You guys, come on, seriously. I sit behind a desk all day. So those things are valuable. Put that information out there. Because you don't have to sit there going, geez, I got all this information and I'm broke because I can't retire. No, you can. You just have to pivot with what you know. And instead of physically doing the work, share that with other people. It's so exciting to me. I love that kind of stuff. And so don't be surprised if you have a business or you're starting a business and you bring that up in our conversation, we may get derailed just a hair. All right, you guys, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some motivation, some inspiration to go out there and use your knowledge and see the value. If you have not gotten the book Life Without the Bank yet, please go and do that. You can go to withoutthebank.com. If you've gotten Life Without the Bank and you've not scheduled your appointment, go ahead, schedule it. You know, this couple was not ready to do anything. We're going to meet again, hopefully in 6 months from now, but they've got a really good start. They understand what they need. It was fun. So go ahead and schedule your appointment. I did not sell them anything because they weren't ready. I'm not going to sell you anything if you're not ready. But we are going to talk about what infinite banking is. Withoutthebank.com. If you have comments, concerns, topics you want me to address on here, email me at maryjowithoutthebank, and I would be happy to address those. And then let me know which podcast, because I have 2 of them, you know. Okay, guys, you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next podcast.